Jai Hind students, today we are going to discuss producers behavior and supply part 2. Production is another important economic activity. Production is the conversion of input into output. Production is the activity which creates or adds utility and value. So according to Edward Buffa, the production is a process by which goods and services are created. So what is that? It's the process by which goods and services are created. So it's having a production function as the functional relationship between input and output is known as production function. So the what we are doing, that is inputting, what is the output that we are getting, it's related to each other. So Q equal to F of L K T up to N is the formulas for finding this production function or the equation. So what is that? Q equal to output, L equal to labor, K equal to capital, T equal to level of technology, N equal to other inputs employed in production. So output is related to the labor employed and capital inputted and the level of technology given. So there are two factors, that is variable factor and a fixed factor. Variable factors are factors which the employment varies with the output. So it is the factor which is related to the employing thing which is variable, which is changing. Fixed factor are factors of which employment does not vary with the output. So there is no what relationship between. Fixed means always it is constant. So here see the table, capital is fixed. So here he is inputting only 10 units. So 10 units capital is inputted in every stages. So here labor employed is going on increasing. At one labor is employed, the output will be 50. If two labor is employed, the output is 70. If that is here, it's showing a 10 difference. So next, if a three labor is employed, here you can see here it's fixed, capital is fixed. So this labor alone varies. So it's we can just say that labor is variable factor and capital is fixed factor. So here 3 82 and it's again increasing 12, then here 4 92, then it's showing 10 difference, previous one and the current one output. So here if by employing fifth labor, 100 units of output is getting. So here it's diminishing. So the change you can see it's only 8. So the what output is diminishing. So at a certain level there is a change, there is a constantly increase, and after a certain point, like other curves that we have, marginal utility curve and all we had studied, after certain points it starts diminishing. So here also there is no change after this point. In such the production is going on diminishing, that is output is only difference is 8 here. So here it was increasing, in increasing trend you can see here. So here you can see a diminishing, going on diminishing. So this is the always we can say that the labor is always a variable factor and capital will be constant. So as you know that capital is constant means machines, it may be there in a factory, only labor changes. That is one labor, how many products can be produced, and if a two labor is employed, 70 output is there. So as the labor goes on increasing, the production also goes on increasing, but in certain level alone. So after the point, the what production level diminishes. So here units of capital used remains the same for levels of output, hence it is the fixed factor. So unit of labor increases as output increases, hence it's a variable factor as I told you. So that's the table. Next here, types of production function. Very short period or market period, we can say that. So what's that? It's it's types of production function means there are three types. A very short period or market period, short period or short run, long run or long period. So it's the types. So first, very short period. Market period is that period where supply output cannot be altered or changed. So supply and and the output will not be changed here. So why it is so? It is having only a short period. So we cannot change the labor or any capital or anything, because it's only showing a short period of production. So next is here short period means what? Short period is that period which where supply output can be altered, changed by changing the variable factor of a production. In other words, fixed factor of production remains fixed. So the previous table I had shown you, in that table we can see that the capital is fixed. So we can, the variable factor is labor. So labor alone changes. So in short run, capital we can't change, only labor we can change. So in short run, the labor changes or variable factor changes. So here long period or long run. So it's long run is that period where all factors of production are charged to bring about changes in output supply. No factor is fixed. So here in long run all the factors we can change. So here capital also we can change, labor also we can change. So its duration is long, so we can change the both factors. So it's a long run, short period or short run, and very short run or short period. So very short period, we can say that these are the three classification that is in the production function. Just see the difference between short run and long run. So basic meaning. So this, according to this, the chapter moves. Okay. So short run, only variable factors are changed. Long run, all factors are changed. Price determination. Here demand is more active than supply. So here demand is more active than supply. Here both demand and supply play an important role. So it's here we can say that in short run, as per the demand only we can supply things, then only we are in the profit side of the producer. In this period means we are facing a long period gap, so we can change as per the demand. As demand we can change supply, and as per the other factors also we can change the supply. So this is both demand and supply play an important role. Here classification are classified as fixed and variable in the short run, and in the long run we can say all factors are variable. Here all the factors we can change, here only we can change the variable factors alone. Here fixed and variable factors we can change. Here we can only change the variable factor because it's running on short run. So which law applies in this short run, we can just say law applies in production function. In the short run we can say that law of variable proportion, and in the long run we can say that law of return to scale. So these two are the laws which are prevailing in this short run and long run function. Hope you understood. So we know that we are using two factors for production, that is capital as well as labor in the production function. So here we know that in the short run we are using this law to be studied, that is law of variable proportion. So we are going to study in this short run, you know that only this variable factor changes, this fixed factors will be kept constant. So that is to be kept in mind. So next thing to be remembered is every law in this economics is having certain assumptions. So this law also have the assumptions. So first assumption is different units of variable factor are homogeneous. So here a variable factor is considered as constant. So techniques of production remains constant. So here techniques of production also remains constant as the capital is constant, you know. So here the law will hold good only for a short and a given period. So this is on the only taking into consideration the short period. So there are possibilities for varying the proportion of factors of proportion of factor input. So factor input here variable factor alone changes, so that may be labor. So in this terms, certain terms are there, it is to be noted. Terms will be used in this law is total product. So as it is the output derived from all factor units, both fixed and variable, employed by the producer. So producer employs both fixed and variable factor. Fixed factor, as you know, that it is capital, and variable factor, you know, that it is this labor. So capital has to be functioned by labor, so we are employing labor also. So next is average product. Average product is AP. So it can be obtained by dividing total output by the number of variable factors employed. So as additional unit of labor we are employing, so how much the new labor which we had employed is creating a change in the output. So that is the average product. So it's the TP divided by this TP divided by this labor, that is L. So that is known as what? This AP. So next is the average, the sorry, marginal product. It is the output derived from the employment of an additional unit of variable factor units. So it is the output derived from the employment of an additional unit. So what output we had generated by employing new employee. So if we are introducing new labor in the production, so how much he has given contribution to the output, so that minus the previous one, and the this change in labor, that is previous labor and the present labor. So that is delta TP divided by delta L. So that is known as what? This marginal product. So what is the new labor, how many labors we are employing, so that should be divided by the what, the production, that is previous production, and the present total production should be subtracted, and that is divided by the new additional labors employed. So that is marginal product. So this is the table that shows the unit of labor input, that is labor. So only variable factor here we are taking, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So here we what the total output we had generated. So it's just an assumption. So you can put your own values. That is, we are not taking here fixed factor because it is not contributing in this. So it is not taken here. So it's kept aside. So here this two things is needed. That is one, the labor of input, what is we are inputting, labor column, and next what is the production from the total production. Then we are dividing each one, that is 4 divided by 1, that is TP divided by L. So that's 4, and 10 divided by 2, that's 5. Then 21 divided by 3, that's 7. 40 divided by 4, that's 10. 55 divided by 5, that's 11. 60 divided by 6, that's 10. 63 divided by 7, that's 9. 64 divided by 8, that's 8. 63 divided by 9, that's 7. So that's the this column AP. So here we can see that MP column, that is delta TP by delta L. So here what is the what is going on, we can see. So here we can see TP, the previous TP we don't know. Then also they had just, I think we can't determine, but I think they had this has to be put a dash, but in this column they had written the same value because the previous is written 0. They had taken as 0 employees employed, and here 0, that is 0 output. No, previously no employees have been employed, so it's just taken as 4 minus 0, 4, and the previous labor employed and the present labor employed minus 1 we will be getting, that is present labor minus previous labor, that is 1 we will be getting. So 4 divided by 1, that's 4. So here we can just see 10 minus this 4, it's a 6. So 6 divided by this change, so you can just see the change is same, that is 2, 3, 4. So here let the change in labor, that is delta L, will be always same, so 1 itself. So here this 1 has to be divided with this change, so 10 minus 4, that is 6 divided by 1 is 6. So 21 minus 10, that's 11. 11 divided by this one is 11 itself. So here 40 minus 21, it's 19. 19 divided by 1 is 19. So here 55 minus 40 divided by 1, it's 15. So here 60 minus 55, 5 divided by 1 is 5. So here 63 minus 60 is 3. So it's divided by 1 is 3. So 64 minus 63, 1 itself. So here it's falling negative, that is 63 minus 64. So highest value is 64. So we have to put minus 1. Okay. So we can just see and analyze the that is change. So here it's going on increasing at the first stage, and then after this, that is fourth labor employed, we can say that it's going on diminishing, that second stage. And after this, that is eighth labor employed, when ninth labor is employed, it's becoming negative 1, negative. So there is no contribution as such in the production. So it's the 3 stages of production that we are going to see. So here, from here itself, we can say that from fourth level alone, the production is going on better. Then after this, for fifth labor is employed, there is no change, or it's going on diminishing. So either the producer can think that this much is alone, this much labor is alone for the production, and then he can produce. So in this, after this because after this production is going on diminishing, and he may be having loss. So that's the law of variable proportion showing. So hope you understood. So this can be plotted in a diagram. So here you have to only take the variable factor amount, amount of variable factor in x-axis, and output on y-axis. So here TP, 3 curves have to be drawn. You can see TP is increasing, then starts going, total products is going diminishing, then after second stage. So after this level, that is second level, it is going on when what is MP is becoming negative or becoming below the 0 level, it's started falling. Okay, so next is MP is going on, and it's becoming negative, and AP is it's increasing, then it's after the intersection point, that's AP and MP intersects at a point, and after that it starts diminishing. So this is the law of variable proportion. So first stage shows an increasing trend. So here after that the TP becomes at maximum. Then after, when marginal product is diminishing, we can see the TP is going on diminishing. So hope you understood this graph. Write these things in your notebook. First stage. The first stage goes from origin to the point where the average product is the maximum. When a firm expands output by increasing the quantity of variable factor in proportion to fixed factor, it moves towards optimum combination of the factor of production. At this stage, the marginal output increases, that is, the total output increases at an increasing rate. In this situation, the law of increasing returns may be said to be operating. At this stage itself, marginal output begins to fall and the law of diminishing returns sets in. The first stage is characterized by operation initially of the law of increasing return to be followed by law of diminishing returns. In between there may be intermediate stage of operation of the law of constant returns. This stage is known as the stage of increasing returns. Second stage, the first stage is known as stage of increasing returns. The second stage, at this stage also the total product continues to increase but at a diminishing rate. This stage goes to the point when total product reaches the maximum and marginal products become zero. At this stage, average product goes on diminishing. It means there is decline in efficiency of labor. So here, as we had studied earlier, it's on the basis of efficiency here. Previously we had studied our utility, that is our satisfaction. On the basis of our satisfaction, the consumption decreases. So here at this stage, average product goes on diminishing. It means there is a decline in efficiency of labor, that is the labor has going on lowering his efficiency. At this stage, both average product and marginal product decline but remain positive. This stage is known as the stage of diminishing returns also. So third stage, at the third stage, total product starts declining and marginal products becomes negative. This is why total product curve starts to decline and marginal product curve goes below the axis. Thus, at this stage, the total output, average output and marginal output all falls. The producer will operate at this stage even if he can produce the variable input at a zero price. This stage is also known as the stage of negative returns. Hope you understood this explanation. Next, we are going to discuss the difference between variable proportion and return to scale. So, as you know, we have studied only variable proportion in detail. In your syllabus, only this much is to be studied, and you have to just see the difference between both. So, variable proportion, it describes the short run production function, and returns to scale, it represents the long run production function. Only one factor is a variable, all other factors are constant in variable proportion, and in law of returns you can see all factors are variable. So in variable proportion you can see when this law operates, the factor proportion is changed, the size of the firm doesn't change. When this law operates, the factor proportion is maintained but the size of the firm is changing. So here you can see that it doesn't change. As you know, variable proportion is considered under the terms of which portion short run. So in the law of returns to scale is in the portion of long run. So here it's not changing. So in the variable proportion, for this law to operate, factor proportion must be changed. So here for this law to operate, factor proportion must be maintained or unchanged at the same level. So it's in the returns to scale. Here law operate, factor proportion must be changing. So it's on if the factors are changing alone, this law operates. So if the variable factors have been employed more and more, only then this law of variable proportion operates. So here for this law to operate, factors proportion must be maintained or it may be unchanged at the same level. So here you can see in variable proportion, law of increasing returns, you can see law of constant returns, you can see law of decreasing returns, you can see. But it's in the same time in this also, it comprises of law of increasing return to scale and law of constant returns to scale and law of decreasing returns to scale. So both are almost the same. So in this we can just understand the stages of production, relationship between TP, MP and AP. So if anyone asks the relationship between TP and MP, you can just explain the three stages and draw these two columns and explain. And if anyone asks about the TP and AP, so if you can explain the three stages with the TP and AP column. So you can just see first stage, TP relation, you can see TP increases at increasing rate at this stage. You know that. And in marginal product, at the first stage, marginal product also increases and reaches its maximum point. And average product, it also increases and reaches its maximum point. It is equal to MP at its maximum point. So second stage, it increases at a diminishing rate and reaches its maximum point, which one? TP. So here MP decreases and becomes 0 in this stage, that is MP in the second stage decreases and becomes 0. And AP starts decreasing, it never becomes 0. And in the third stage starts declining, and here, yeah, in the third stage MP becomes negative. And here AP becomes starts diminishing, and it never becomes negative. So that is the third stage mentioning. So I hope you understood this one. Thank you, students.